Wow, that's a pretty coyote, isn't it? I just caught a coyote here yesterday in the middle. I always catch off this little point. And then I peed. I moved the set over and I kept my dirt hole here. So he fell for the dirt hole this time. And yesterday I thought, well, why don't I have a double, you know? But this is always a good location. Just coming off the ranch road as they transition through, and really nice coyote. A lot of the coyotes I've been catching lately have been really nice, including this one right here. All right, should be a good episode. Should have lots of catches as we're trapping Missouri in the winter portion and loving it. Glad you're with me. Here we go. Oh gosh. And have a great day. All right, I'm going to show you guys the reset on this real quick. These are really easy to do. I did my dispatch, kind of bowled this up a little bit. Everything should be just the way that it always is. Cut my hole at 90. Put that back in there. Figure out a little bit. Now, the ground is soft here, but we've got really cold weather right now. So once it starts to thaw, it's supposed to thaw this week. Throw a little dry dirt on the bottom, or wax dirt, even better. It just beds a little easier than peat moss. Dried, sifted peat moss. Got to be dry, otherwise it clumps. Get it along the sides of the bowl. Reset the trap in there to where it doesn't wobble. And we got a little more work to do right here. It's always that swivel got someplace to go. And I always like my pan that much from my hole. He's got to kind of step down. And I've got a good 3 inches on the sides. Not too bad. Just as long as it doesn't wobble, and then the point of contacts is good. Everything gets dry peat moss on the sides, anywhere that sits. Now, that's pretty much the gist of it. Pan's right here, and then I got to give it a little bit of a bowl right here. So he steps right here. That's where I want him. And I put a little thin layer. It's not real thick on top. Now, finishing touches is dry dirt on top, or wax dirt. If you got wax dirt, that's even better. And that'll keep that peat moss from blowing away. That's pretty much the set. Sides is good. Got a bowl-like look. You want to throw a little this on top, we're good to go. Now, from there comes the strategy of what you put in the hole. Everybody wants to know, what are you putting in the hole? I've been doing that one there. I'm going with my bait. My bait in the hole. Nice dollop back in there. With liquid bait on top, right here. And then I usually use a collar I like to hide. collar just kind of pulls them off just a little bit, and I don't have to do that. This one here is skunky. Just a little pea size right there, like that. You see it? Push it in there. That's pretty much the set. I might put a little urine on the side. There you go. That's how we caught that coyote. Like that. Nice and soft. Catch circle is good. No blood. There we go. Nice coyote. Probably about the nicest coyote I caught this season. Big white belly, thick fur all the way through it. No rubs. There you go. Can't beat that. Nice coyote. All right, let's keep moving. Nice male coyote. Yeah, if you could. Got into my bobcat sit. Bad mange. Anyways. Oh, I had a beautiful feather hanging right there. Oh, it's up here in the tree. I see it. Nice little system here crossing through. Right off the river. And mangy coyote. Real bad. You can see the sores on its back. Got a couple cable restraints over here in the corner. SJ's gonna check that for me. Get that dispatched and move on down the line. There you go, cable restraint. This is supposed to be the first one in a batch of 9 that I have all along the stretch. So I was just telling SJ, my buddy here, that the ice is down and the snow is on it, and they should be popping in and out. So this little area here ought to be really good. But when I get this dispatched, I'll be able to put that cable in right here on the end. He left me just enough to get another cable in, so not a bad coyote. A little dark, but is what it is. All right, I'll get him dispatched and keep moving. I'm laughing because this is a nice coyote. Yeah. But there was another one that come out of here too. Dark. How many you think we missed, SJ?
One.
One? Do you think there's more? We've got 9. We got 9 cables along the stretch. So we caught one over there. This would be 2. There's a third one that came out, and we've been waiting a couple days on them. So that's kind of fun when you, isn't that fun when you catch a bunch like that? Mm-hmm. And we're not done yet. We still have several more cables to look at. So I'll get this dispatched and we'll keep moving. All right, I don't know what it is about these big giant pieces of sand. I got this kind of off this little piece here. I have a catch for you guys. They love to get on this sand and play. But I noticed there was a trail that cuts around here, and then a trail that cuts around here. Got another coyote. This one's a pup. Not very big. Almost the size of a fox. Trail set here. About 3 days on this one. Pretty little coyote. Not a whole lot of cable left on it. Awful small. There you go. Keep catching, right? Don't drum them, just catch them. Now, left me a little bit of a trail right there. I don't know if I could hide that enough to catch or not. I might reset it right there. We'll see. Get that dispatch, keep moving. Okay, so I thought I'd share with you guys this finished set. Not a bad fur quality pup, but so you have your catch circle, or my catch circles right here. A lot of times I go on the end of these and set, but he left me enough right in here to where I could get a set in there. I still have a good operating set on this trail here as well, but it's kind of one thing I want to share this on my channel, and it might be better if I jumped it, but I have my set here now. I learned this through my training. Robert Waddell, if you guys know him, he was on a quest to catch 1,000 coyotes in the season. I know he got it, but I take a lot of instruction through him, through his demos, and I kind of learned this from him. Now, I used to do, when I first started doing this without the education, was the snow fencing, where you can see how it's wide right here, wide right here. I need him to go through this little opening because what Robert says, you don't want to snow fence them, so that when they come to it and it blocks, you want to tunnel them. So as he comes through here, you want a tunneling effect. So I added in some here on the sides to help kind of tunnel them through. I noticed years ago I was getting refusals when I was doing the snow fencing method. And then Robert made a good mention about how when their head's down, you want to guide them through that. And that was a game changer for me. So hopefully that helps somebody on the channel. If you're seeing refusals, and you only see it usually in the snow, they come to it, they stop, try to do the funneling of the coyote through the set instead of a snow fence. So, and I don't do the jump sticks. I know I'll probably get hate for that, but I get more the deer that do the duck unders on those. So I don't do jump sticks. Stopped doing that years ago. Hopefully that helps a little bit of strategy. That is a secret. Try to doing the guiding or the funneling through instead of the snow fence on the sides. It's a game changer for me. Thank you, Robert Waddell. All right, keep moving with the video. Yeah, really, the fur quality's been pretty good. Can't beat it. Got a road system behind me, and then another nice long system right here. And I usually do okay right here. Been catching some possums right here the last few days. Now I think what really sells this for me, I'll show you, is this little patch right here. So what makes this you look like, why are you setting that? You know what I mean? This is so small of a patch that there's almost always going to be some sort of food in that. So almost at a stall out point on this corner. So like I said, I assume that's probably why I do so well right here. I always set it every year because I catch. All right, I'll get that reset and keep on moving on. There's the reset. Nice football-like depression with a 90-degree mouse hole. Bait and lure in there. Just like I showed you a little bit ago. Used pretty much the same thing. Decent coyote. Looks like he's got a rub on his neck. Nope, we're good. Not bad. Fur quality's looking better. I used to get really upset about... I do a lot of years ago. I think it shows trapper progression. Probably a lot of myths in trapping. You know, you used to say that, where do you go mushroom hunting? It's like where I used to find mushrooms, right? and until you no longer find mushrooms there anymore, right? So I think that it's kind of the same way with trapping. A lot of times we as trappers, we get kind of accustomed to doing our own thing, and I say, well, I keep doing it the same way over and over again because I caught like I did the last go around. So and from year after year I kind of change. But what I was leading into is I used to, on a remake, I used to wear waders, and it was for scent control. And the more I got to spend it around professional trappers to catch 500 plus coyotes a year, you learn how to weed off a lot of those mental things that you kind of do. And you say, well, you know what, I don't think I have to wear that anymore. Now if you're wearing waders, that's fine, keep doing what you're doing. But I stopped doing that altogether, and I just don't worry about scent completely, entirely, because the big dogs, they don't. So that's kind of how I threw away that myth for me. But on the reset, I pretty much do everything the same way. Reset it, blend it in. It's winter months, so I've got my dried peat moss with a little dry dirt on top, or wax dirt if you got it. That even works better. And we get a nice weather system comes through, this set'll keep working. And I'll keep driving by this until I have a catch. And that's another secret I always try to help you guys out with my channel, is I don't get off my four-wheeler, and I just keep driving by them, and they find it. They've got amazing noses. All right, let's keep moving on with the rest of the video. I don't know how many times I've set this and I never catch. I always like, you got this nice timber system behind me and it ends, and then there's this nice filter strip right here. So I always run it at a northwesterly wind right here, and then you have the road system too. So all right. He's growling at me even. Pretty happy to harvest this coyote, and I'll get him dispatched and keep moving. Well, made a second catch here off of this. The wind's real bad, right on the end of the road. I always catch right here, jump pretty good. I did the dispatch just because it's so windy. Thought I'd put you on my chest, see how this works. I already dug the hole out, and I just got started. I thought, well, maybe somebody'd like to see the reset. Had him by 2 toes. Not very impressive. The wind is already blowing off my peat moss, but I'm gonna throw some dry dirt on it anyways. Oh, I got it on me. kind of like to kick it back a little bit. That's the finished set. Good location. Well, guys, I got a pretty good episode for you. This has been a lot of fun. I'm gonna end the video here, but before I take off, I want to share this with you real quick. This is one of my favorite secrets. I like to share with you guys, but at the same time, it is a good tip / secret of mine. I love doing this. This is I took you to this area here. You could kind of see the beans and stuff. Now on the corner of your edges, this is what I want to show you, is that they missed this with the brush hog. And this system goes this way. I've got several cables down through here. I'll just cable the trails as the coyotes hunt these. But what I wanted to share with you, if you could kind of notice, this kind of comes through here, and there's always going to be a trail as they cut across. So have a cable restraint on this little trail right here, and I usually catch a day or two at the most on these, so they're very effective. But look on the corner edges. In the winter months, we struggle a lot with freeze thaw on our traps. If you want to run, check if your state will allow you to. If you can run cable restraints or snares, like my state, we used to have to take a class to set these. Just be ethical about how you set them. I wouldn't put them along a lot of people's houses or stuff. But just be real smart about how you set these. 10-inch loop, 10 inches off the ground. But look for these little corner trails as the brush hog misses on the corners. So there you go. That's my tip of the day. Lots of strategy, lots of catches in this episode. Tune in. I'll be catching for quite a while. I've got a lot of good videos for this season. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Or otherwise, click the big thumbs up. I'm Jinx, and have a great day.